You know, this pandemic really has people thinking about different groups of people, from our essential workers to our healthcare providers. Yes, clap it up, give it up. But what about America's smallest minority? Affluent Americans. Because this virus affects rich people's bodies just as much as anyone else's, but thank God, rich people have one of the best antibodies around. Money!
Wealthy escaping problem zones by chartering private jets, airlifting their entire families to a holiday home to, quote, sit it out.
Folks who have second and third homes in West Palm Beach and Nantucket, Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, in the Hamptons. Certain grocery stores have been ransacked by the number of people flooding in.
A rural county in Idaho that actually suddenly became a hotspot because it's a place where a lot of wealthy people have second homes.
Year-long Hamptons residents say the outbreak is leading to class warfare.
It's just so good for them. That's awesome. Look, I'm not hating. I'm just saying, if you have enough money to go to your second, third, fourth home, at least let me quarantine in your first home. I should be laying by a pool instead of laying in front of the bathroom door while my roommate takes an hour-long shower. Dan, are you done yet? Dan, your date can't smell you over Zoom. Dan. But spending your quarantine in your vacation home is just for poor rich people. Mega rich people. Run from Corona and the medical equipment runs with them.
A luxury hotel company in Switzerland is now offering a COVID-19 hotel stay that can include a $500 coronavirus test. High-end clients called saying they wanted to wait out the shelter-in-place orders somewhere upscale and say they'd prefer to have medical care come to them.
Concierge doctors who cater to rich people and celebrities have been selling tests to patients and their families even when they weren't showing symptoms.
Only 1% of the population of Florida has been tested for coronavirus, but 100% of the residents of Fisher Island off Miami have gotten the antibody test. Now, the residents purchased 1,800 test kits for the island's 800 families, as well as for their housekeepers. The island is only accessible by boat and has an average income of $2.5 million.
Okay. First of all, why are rich people still allowed to have private islands? Did we learn nothing from Jeffrey Epstein? The takeaway here is that money buys you access, whether it's to testing, to government relief, or to an eBay auction of that peach that Timothy Chalamet jizzed into Call Me By Your Name. I was so close to getting that peach, but the state of Georgia swooped in last minute because they wanted to make it their mascot. But honestly, having an island full of tests is only impressive if you're mega rich. If you're ultra rich, the coronavirus is just like anything else in your life. Dope as fuck.
Billionaire David Geffen is currently floating on the waters off the coast of the Caribbean on a $590 million super yacht.
Fears about the coronavirus are boosting the market for luxurious underground bunkers, offering the rich and famous a place to ride out a pandemic with stockpiled food, blast-proof doors, escape helicopters. Wow.
Oh my God, they got a luxury bunker with an escape helicopter. I didn't even know that was a type of helicopter. I thought that helicopters only came in sightseeing, emergency, and bachelorette date. And look, I don't care how nice they are. Luxury and bunker should not be next to each other. That's like chic jorts. Which actually, now that I say, might be kind of a look. Okay, yup, and sold. Okay, so yes, the rich are living a different quarantine life than us, sure. But I'm not mad, because they're finally figuring out that they need us more than we need them. They can't survive without their housekeepers, their drivers, their cooks, their nannies. They can't even vacuum. They don't even know how to use the dishwasher, and all you have to do is just put the little kerplunky thingy in it and close it. Just look at the Real Housewife who tried to clean her own toilet. And by clean, I mean contaminate.
Second toilet, Mom. You got this.
No, it's my third toilet.
Damn! She's wiping down the toilet with the same brush she used to wash the bowl. Corona is the last infection that she needs to worry about. She looks like Donald Trump trying to give a woman a real orgasm. It's like, clearly you have not done this before. But I think we can all learn a very important lesson from this. A lot of people are seeing how well the affluent are doing during this crisis, and they're saying stuff like, overthrow the 1%! Or socialism now! Or eat the rich! But remember, before you eat the rich, wash them off first, because damn, look, that shit is nasty!
With a vaccine still about a year away, medical experts are looking at other ways to treat COVID-19 patients. And there's one thing right now that seems to be working.
Convalescent plasma?
Convalescent plasma.
Convalescent plasma?
Plasma? Actually, the plasma of recovered COVID patients, it's the one thing right now more valuable than toilet paper. If you've recovered from COVID-19, doctors want your blood. So I sat down with two people who might be able to help. Do you still have COVID, or like, how does that work?
No, I'm good. I was cleared. I've been without symptoms for about 30 or 30 some days now.
So I've been symptom free from coronavirus for about 3 weeks and I'm basically recovered.
So can you explain to me what convalescent plasma treatment is?
Yeah, that's where people donate plasma to get people better.
Oh, okay. Right. That's the therapy that Madonna uses on her face where she takes the blood of her 20-year-old lovers to look younger. Okay.
So it's not exactly that, but what happens is people who have coronavirus, their immune systems develop antibodies against the virus, and the treatment gives those antibodies to people who are dying from the disease so that the antibodies can fight the virus for them so they recover more quickly.
Wow, that's really dope that you donated plasma and took time to think about other people during a pandemic. That's pretty laudable.
We didn't.
Yes, it's not quite that easy.
Whoa, why is that?
I'm gay.
I'm gay too, and the FDA says that we are not allowed to donate blood.
So you can't donate blood because you're gay?
Pretty much.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Back in 1983, the FDA banned gay men from donating blood. This was during the AIDS crisis, which was another disease that the government didn't do shit about until it was far too late. In 2015, that ban was lifted, but if a gay man wanted to donate blood, he just couldn't have sex for 12 months. That's some straight up Mike Pence shit right there. But now, in the middle of this pandemic, the FDA relaxed their bullshit policy to 3 months of abstinence. That's like an entire cuffing season. Like, where are you gonna find a man who hasn't had sex in 3 months?
So I'm actually eligible to donate for the first time since I was 18.
Oh, boom!
So after a few rounds of screenings, I was given an appointment to donate.
So what are gay blood drives like now? Like, is everybody on Molly and listening to the new Dua Lipa album?
Yeah, it wasn't quite like that. After I arrived and was preparing to donate through the New York Blood Center, they asked me why I hadn't donated since I was 18. I volunteered I was gay, and that's when they told me they're not yet recognizing the new relaxed deferral. And so they weren't willing to accept my donation.
Wow, they are making it really hard for you guys. You know, if you want them to take your blood, you can't just reveal that you're gay. You're going to have to pass as a straight guy.
What do straight people look like?
Okay, so first, Lucas, let's take a look at your outfit. I'm going to need you to stand up and twirl around, not twirl, spin around.
Okay. So I've got this.
Okay. Is this your straightest outfit right now? Your look should kind of say, I'm looking for a girlfriend to shop for me because I can't shop for myself. That should. Oh, also, do you have any clothes that your mom bought you?
No, I don't.
No. Plaid? Do you have any plaid? Any plaid? More plaid? No plaid?
Yeah, but it's really cute. It fits like exactly.
No. Yeah. How about any bootcut jeans?
No, I mean straight cut.
Do you have any shoes that look like they're too casual for formal events and then too formal for casual events, and they're scuffed up and they look like they're the only shoes that you've owned for the past decade? Yeah, never mind, Lucas, never mind. You can have a seat. Let me hear you say bro.
Like if I say, take my blood, brah.
And there it is. Wow, I'm there. SoCal, skater, 90, I'm there and I'm sold. I believe it.
Yeah, the thing is we shouldn't have to pass as straight, right?
What do you mean, Jack?
So being gay or bisexual isn't a real risk factor for HIV. Say you have a straight man who's had sex with 100 women in the past month and never used a condom. That person can still donate blood. But if there is a gay man who's been having sex with his husband and wearing condoms consistently, that person can't.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we need science and not stigma to make decisions about donor eligibility.
The FDA is sending this message again that if you're gay, the only way that you can be a good, clean, charitable person, the kind of person who donates blood, is if you don't have sex.
So until the FDA comes around, we'll just have to keep our fine, fabulous blood all to ourselves. While we're in lockdown, a lot of us are getting essentials delivered to our apartments. With this video, I'm going to show you some of my favorite ways to open a package without getting the virus. And hopefully, I'll get a viral video instead.
Try burning the virus off. With a few household items, you can make a spear to stab the box open so you don't have to touch it.
How about just shaking the virus off?
What if I put it in the oven for 10 minutes at 300 degrees and then I just bake the virus off? Like this.
Time to sit back and watch the likes roll in.
You can make a spear to stab the box open.
What?
So you don't have to touch it.
Excuse me. Okay, stop. I worked very hard on this, and I'm really not appreciating the tone of these comments. Maybe it's time for some professional help.
Someone like Dr. Jeff Van Wingen. His own video about how to safely bring groceries indoors was a huge viral hit.
I'm going to help you reduce your risk.
Welcome, Dr. Jeff.
Hey, it's a pleasure coming together to help people with you.
Dr. Jeff, you seem like the perfect person to talk to for this project.
Thank you. I'm a doctor.
Oh, I meant that you had 25 million views on YouTube. That is so cool. So, how do I get these boxes inside without contracting corona?
Well, Jaboukie, you've given this a lot of thought, but really I think you and I can simplify things. The worst case scenario is 24 hours on cardboard. So let's use that logic here. You could leave your package on your doorstep for a day.
Wait, Doctor, 24 hours? Dr. Jeff, I cannot go 24 hours without my mushroom LaCroix and my kombucha ice cream. The kombucha ice cream is going to melt. What, am I supposed to lick it off the ground like an animal?
Look, Jaboukie, there's just a few easy steps that we can take to make this really airtight. Imagine there's a little bit of glitter on those packages when you bring them into your house. And time degrades that glitter, and soap degrades that glitter.
Totally, Dr. Jeff. We need glitter. I think it's important that we show that we could still be ourselves and like live our lives and like be happy.
At the end of this, you don't want to bring any of that glitter up to your face.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I sense a lot of stress, Jaboukie. Just do the best you can. If you can be good about not touching your face, you're good.
And that's when wearing protection on your face can also help, right?
And when you wear a mask, you're putting out there that you're doing your job to protect other people.
That's why I got this mask. It's like, where can corona even get in?
Let me run that one by the Centers for Disease Control.
Could you? I would love for them to support this. What about hand protection? Is that good?
Not a big fan of gloves because as you take those gloves off, you might give yourself more risk.
All right, Dr. Jeff, you don't get fashion, and that's fine. But there's no harm in bringing in packages when you have the right protective gear. And I have a delivery of 4-ply toilet paper waiting right outside my door.
Probably not recommended. As you bring in packages, don't be afraid to handle them with your hands, but once you do, dump the contents out and then wash your hands. That's all it takes.
So all I have to do to go viral and protect myself from the virus is wash my hands?
Well, in a sense.
That's genius, Dr. Jeff. Thanks for all your help. I bet you can't wait to release more safety videos.
No way. I'm really looking forward to socially undistancing with my fellow man.
Me too, Dr. Jeff. Me too. Okay, now I gotta go make my own hand-washing video, Jaboukie style. Hey, check out those views. Who's the doctor now, Dr. Jeff?
Times right now are terrifying. That's why I spoke to my cousin, who spoke to his mom, who spoke to her sister, who's actually my mom, about a doctor who is an expert in corona and has a vaccine.
But more importantly, he looks the part. Bow tie, glasses, he owns books. If this were Science Tinder, I'd be swiping right.
Okay, Pete the Doc.
So how about you, Peter or Dr. Hotez?
Okay, so Dr. Bowtie, how long have you been working on the vaccine for the coronavirus?
Actually, for the last decade, we've had a coronavirus vaccine program, and up until...
Okay, hold on, wait. We've known about this shit for 10 years? Oh my God, I almost fainted. Oh my God, Dr. Pete.
Well, actually, much longer than that. The first terrible pandemic, or massive epidemic of our coronavirus started in 2003. And
you knew about this shit when I was 9?
Yeah, and up until a few months ago, nobody cared about our coronavirus vaccine program. And now we're working furiously to get this vaccine and hope we can make a difference in this epidemic.
Turns out they were close to a cure in 2018, but then were denied funding.
The bottom line is, had we had those investments early on to carry this all the way through clinical trials years ago, we could have had a vaccine ready to go.
But right now, I'm more concerned about the health of my new best friend and mankind's last hope.
Okay, so Dr. Hotez, since you are old, what are you doing to protect yourself from the virus, since that as an older person, you're way more affected than a young person like me?
There's a kind of a false narrative about this virus that it was mostly a disease and virus of older people.
Right.
But the new numbers coming out of the Centers for Disease Control show that a quarter of those hospitalized are people between the ages of around 20 and 40. Hello? You still there? You look a bit frozen.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just, you said over 20? You said people over 20.
Well, I said people between the ages of 20 and 40, 20 and 44.
Okay.
So the bottom line is, this business that you only social distance to protect your grandparents, it doesn't fly. You're social distancing to protect yourself and your friends.
Oh, you guys, this was my weekend.
Oh my God, Dr. Hotez, please. I went to the Apple store last week and I touched every single iPad that they had on display. Oh my God, I went to these Brooklyn cough parties. Have you ever heard of this?
Doesn't sound good.
You go and then you cough into each other's mouths and it's like a sort of spiritual, sort of tantric sort of thing. And sometimes it's just marijuana, but sometimes it's not.
Don't do that again.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm supposed to be indestructible. So where's this vaccine?
Well, right now, the vaccine is in our lab, and we're trying to work with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and see if we can start some clinical trials.
Woo! We got it, baby! So what's this? This is going to drop like Friday, what? Like Sunday? What are we doing? Come on, we got the cure.
Well, here's some bad news. It's going to take time to test, because you have to go through a long period of testing to make sure that not only does it work, but that it's also safe.
Okay, so how long will that take?
Well, the models say we really need to have something by 18 months.
18 months?
We have the vaccine manufactured, we have to vial it, we have to now start the long process of clinical trials.
Okay, we don't have time for these trials, Dr. Peter. They have postponed the second season of Euphoria, and I only have 5 rolls of toilet paper left.
No, I'm not gonna waste my youth waiting. There has got to be a DIY vaccine that could be created using everyday household items.
I also have these crystals.
Oh, the crystals, those definitely work. So
All right.
I was joking about the crystals. They don't work either.
So can you tell me literally one good piece of news?
I'm happy to, and the answer is this will pass. The key right now is practicing that social distancing, and it'll be okay.
Hey, I heard there's a doc who has a vaccine.
What? How did you?
I didn't get my hands on that vaccine.
How did you guys get in here?
Doctor, shouldn't Costa get first dibs?
I need a vaccination.
Whoa, if anyone deserves a
Excuse me,
vaccine,
excuse me.
what the hell have you guys contributed to society?
Everyone, get off. This is my interview. Go. Leave.
Whatever. Where do I
I
get
will
this
give you a
vaccination?
lifetime supply of toilet paper.
White guys get first dibs.
Let the woman talk.
Okay, guys, it's time to run.
You got a vaccine card.
Michael, so many people are joining the Black Lives Matter movement, including white people, which I think is ironic considering how quickly white people get onto black trends. Like, why didn't this happen earlier?
Yes! Go off, Jaboukie. What's important, though, is that we're finally all on the same page. We're fighting to end police brutality and end systemic racism.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. And now that we're all on the same page, we just can focus on making sure that everybody is taking action, effective action, not just black squares on Instagram.
I couldn't agree more, Jaboukie. Posting a black square on Instagram does nothing. That's why I tattooed a black square onto my body. That's commitment.
Why does that look like you're covering up a worse tattoo?
It's like a third nipple, actually, that I'm covering. But look, I'll be tattooing a black square on my body until we dismantle racism in this country or I run out of skin. Whatever comes first.
Okay, well, you're probably going to run out of skin first, and then you'll just be in permanent blackface.
Blackface? Shit. Why does everything I always do end up in blackface? Look, forget the black square. What's important is to remind people there's still a lot you can do to help.
Exactly, like protesting, donating, volunteering for campaigns.
Watching The Help every day, listening to Ja Rule, text messaging your black friend, we good? Which, by the way, Jaboukie, we good?
No. Mm-mm. Not if that's all that you're doing, no.
It's not. I'm doing more. I made a celebrity-style video to show everybody how committed I am. Take a look at this.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. La vie de noir compte.
Your spirit is in the right place, but you know that there's a difference between symbols and nice gestures and stuff like that and then actual change and action. You know that, right?
I know about change.
Yeah?
I'm all about change. You remember this guy?
Yeah. Oh, hey. Hey, Walter.
It's not Walter. I changed his name. His new name is Racism is Bad. Isn't that right? Oh, I love you so much. Racism is bad.
Oh, my God. See, okay. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, what is it going to take for white people to just genuinely want action or change? Or wait. Hey, yeah. Costa, did you know the cops kill hundreds of dogs every year?
What?
Yes. And you know what? Most of them unarmed.
Well, we got to defund the police then.
All right. Yeah.
That's not even enough. We got to abolish the police.
100%.
Dad, we got to dismantle the entire military-industrial complex.
Oh, okay.
Wait. I just donated all my money to the NAACP. Why are we still sitting here?
See, I don't even know.
We need to get out to the streets. Racism is bad. We're going to Washington. Let's go.
All right. Okay. God. I knew that would work.
I just wanted to call in and check with you and see how you've been handling quarantine so far, man.
Bro, I am so bored, Trevor. I'm so bored. I beat all my video games. I just solved a jigsaw puzzle. I also sexted everybody in my contact, so out of thirst traps now. And I watched everything on Netflix, man. Everything.
Oh, well, I mean, if you've run out of things on your queue, I could actually recommend a few shows that are really good right now.
No, dude. I mean, I watched all the shows. I finished Netflix, the entire thing.
Wait, you finished Netflix? Jaboukie, there's like a million shows on Netflix.
Yeah, more like 125 million, but the last 10 million go by really fast, actually. It was like super quick. I barely noticed.
Okay, I'm fascinated. Like, so what happens when you get to the end of Netflix?
Oh my God, Trevor, it's beautiful. You just finish and then there's this like bright light that's pulling you and you just feel this sense of calm just wash over you. And then all of a sudden this guy appears and boom, it's the CEO of Netflix and you get your own TV show. So good.
All right, dude, I think you've been in quarantine for too long. Like, if Netflix is done, you can just watch other platforms, right?
Yeah, I know. I finished all those too. I did Hulu, Apple, Crackle, Acorn, Quibi, Tubby, Mubby, Squirtbox, No Sam.
Nope, No Sam.
Yeah.
What's No Sam?
Okay, so it's basically just every movie that doesn't have Samuel L. Jackson.
Damn, Jaboukie. I feel like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, man. Why don't you just read a book?
Yeah, man. I was about to get that desperate, but then I had a great idea. How about watch all the TV shows backwards? Everything becomes an entirely new story. Like, listen, like Breaking Bad is actually a story about a drug dealer who reforms himself and then becomes a high school teacher and then gets cured of his cancer. And then Law and Order is a TV show about anarchist cops that free prisoners. Game of Thrones, that's this really epic tale about this terrible show that just gets better as it keeps going. It's Trevor, you gotta try it. You have to try it.
Wow. I guess I gotta give it a try. You make it sound really good.
Yeah, man, you gotta try it. You gotta try it.
All right, well, I gotta go because I gotta get back to making this show though. So have fun, man.
Oh yeah, all right. Talk to you later, Trevor. Merry Christmas.
Well, actually, it's April. You know what? Never mind. Merry Christmas, Jaboukie.
Right. See you.